Zoom is becoming a prankster heaven. Lately, Zoom has confronted vulnerabilities, data sharing accusations, and Zoom bombing. What's that? Well, it's the same as photobombing with two big differences.
It's just that my internet connection is a little weak.
Gosh, are you talking right now?
No.
Are you
I
talking right
can't
now?
tell if it's a delay.
God damn it.
Welcome back to Need to Know. Wait, can you hear me? Is the mic on? Can you see me? Oh, great. So, now let me share my screen. No, I'm just kidding. Of course you can see me. You're not in a boring conference call after all. But let's be honest. How many times have you gone through the exact same thing in the past month? Most likely on Zoom, the video platform that has taken over your life to, well, I guess to help you have a livelihood after the pandemic ends. Some of you may be using it to chat with your friends too, but for the most of us, Zoom has been a working tool to brainstorm, delegate, keep the team updated, or just enjoy happy hour like we used to. And where lots of people go to spill secrets, hackers follow. It was just a matter of time until Zoom caved under security attacks and privacy breaches. After all, since late February, when Zoom welcomed users to gather around, there have been 200 million of us meeting daily. Just think about it, the entire population of Brazil is a bit over 212 million people. Shocked? Not as much as Zoom, probably. Back in December, they were looking at 10 million people accessing Zoom per day. It's becoming a prankster heaven. Lately, Zoom has confronted vulnerabilities, data sharing accusations, and Zoom bombing. What's that? Well, it's the same as photobombing with two big differences. One, your public and private calls will be ruined, not a simple photo. Two, instead of a stranger's face, you'll be interrupted by an R-rated or violent video. If these pranks were April Fool's related, maybe we'd let it slide. But these attacks are used to gather personal information about the attendees and sensitive information about their businesses. No wonder the U.S. Attorney of Eastern Michigan, the FBI, and the State Attorney General agreed to punish these as criminal offenses. Months ago, turning Zoom into a weapon might have seemed ridiculous. Now, it's actually a reality. Depending on the seriousness of the crime committed, hackers are facing fines and even imprisonment. Corporations are not the only ones targeted, schools are too. With minors' privacy at stake, no effort should be spared to stop the cyber attackers. There's one silver lining though: Zoom's lightning-speed defensive measures. After what I told you, you're probably thinking Zoom is not a safe platform to use anymore. They're in over their heads. And you would not be wrong. But ever since users, software engineers, and journalists spoke up, Zoom has done surprisingly well at protecting users. A macOS installer that skipped the final consent step was fixed. A LinkedIn integration that exposed the real LinkedIn profiles of Zoom users, even anonymous ones, was removed. Zoom ditched the Facebook SDK from their iOS app to prevent their user data from getting into Facebook's hands. Speaking of that, the company went as far as to rewrite their privacy policy. Why do that? On the off chance that users believed Zoom was selling their data. Zoom stated that they had never done that and were not about to start now. Since we won't be returning to the office in the immediate future, Zoom is putting on hold the release of new features. Instead, they want to use the next 3 months and all their human resources to solve problems as they come. The CEO himself will be hosting webinars to inform users of their progress. Now, will Eric Yuan run for office, please? Joke aside, his quick fixes are a relief. Yuan is planning to improve the bug bounty program too and create a council of chief information security officers to keep an eye on lurkers. If you're not one to wait for a solution when you can avoid the problem, here's what you can do now. Uncheck the screen sharing permission for any user, letting only the host to do it. Add a password to your meeting, making it private instead of public. If you do make it public, at least don't share the meeting ID on social media. Send it only to the attendees via email. Use the mute controls and waiting rooms. The second allows the host to accept each participant that wants to join. And make sure you've updated the app. Are these measures enough to make you join a Zoom meeting again? Let us know in the comments below. If it's not, don't worry, you have alternatives. Skype, for one? You can access it from your browser, record calls for 30 days, no account needed. Google Hangouts is good too. Offers chat and share screen capabilities, but it's limited to 10 people per call. Slack is not bad either, although it's more popular as a chat app. And to meet with more than one person, you'll have to pay. Cisco WebEx, the grandpa of video conference programs, is still alive and well. Up to 100 people can join for an unlimited time. Microsoft Teams is almost as busy now as Zoom, but if you haven't tried it yet, now it's the time. G Suite users and educators have free access for 6 months. Oh, and before I forget, Jitsi Meet hosts up to 75 people in a meeting, can be accessed from browser for a public session, can record a meet, and blur the background. Where are you meeting your teammates? If it's on Zoom, are you planning to switch apps, or you're happy with the security fixes done? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget, subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to see more videos like this. Stay safe, guys!